and welcome to my channel, My Garden, My Passion. Today I talk about the wandering Jews and how to grow them. The wandering Jews are scientifically known as the Tradescantia species, and there are about 85 species of plants in the Tradescantia genus. Most of them are ornamental. I have a few of them and they are very easy to grow plants. There are interesting stories about why the name Wandering Jew has come. One of them is that a Jew taunted Christ when he was on his way to crucifixion, and he was cursed that he will wander the lands till the second coming. But now when we think about the word Wandering Jew, it does not sound politically or religiously correct, and so they have changed the name to Wandering Jews. So from now on, let us call them as the Wandering Jews and not the Wandering Jews. I have some species of Wandering Jews here. The most common one is this Tradescantia zebrina. The word zebrina is because of the zebra-like stripes. In that, we have the variegated ones, which is white and green mixed. Then you have the plain green. You also have a plain dark green. This is the lemon yellow green. Then I have this Tradescantia blossfeldiana, or the bubblegum Tradescantia. Look at the pretty pink color. Then there is this Tradescantia silamontana, which has this cobweb like leaves because of the hairy structure on the leaves. They all produce pretty flowers, and I will show you and talk to you about the details of each of these Tradescantias that I have. This is the colorful Tradescantia blossfeldiana. You can see these pretty white flowers with yellow stamens. They come up in bunches at the tip of the plant, and this color is so bright. It is a tricolor leaf in the sense there is green, white, and the undersides are pink. This is a trailing plant too, and I have kept it on a shelf. The plants have, the stalks are trailing down. There's a dark green stalk coming up here. This is best removed so that the plant does not expend energy in growing the dark green leaves. So you can see it's a very beautiful plant. Close up of the flowers. They are pure white with yellow stamens. From this angle you can see them better. So here's a plant that is recently been propagated, and that's why the neat look. You can see there's another stem that is trailing down. There are other plants like the oxalis, syngoniums, and others vying for space on the shelf, on this north-facing shelf. Interestingly, the Tradescantias can also be used as hydroponic plants. They may not last for long, but since we always have a little extras, it doesn't hurt to keep some of them in the water for some time. These cuttings are mostly stems that break off while handling the plant because the plant is very succulent, and I have placed them in the water with the leca balls. You will be able to see that they develop roots in the water. Either you can keep them, continue to keep them in water, or you can put them in pots and grow new ones. I showed you that the plants look healthy if they are propagated frequently than left to trail. Here's the common Tradescantia zebrina that is trailing down from a windowsill. You can see the colors are quite bright, but at the same time some leaves may crisp up because it gets the afternoon sun. Beside that is a variety of the zebrina. It's the plain green, and I think the leaves look a little faded because it gets afternoon sunlight. So here's another zebrina. So the color of the leaves and the variegations and stripes mostly depend upon where you have kept your plants. I have some in my north facing window. This is the west facing, but it gets late afternoon sunlight, and the others are more in shade. Just make sure you don't place these plants in complete sunlight because the leaves will crisp up. You can see some of them here. In fact, I have removed most of the crisped up the leaves. So here are these common zebrinas. Here's the variegated Tradescantia zebrina. Looks very pretty with white and green patches. It's again trailing down. I really don't know why some of them become dark green and some of them remain white. So you can see this plant has become quite unruly, and it's time for it to be propagated. So this is also placed in a north facing area that does not get direct sunlight during any part of the day. So here are the pure white ones. They look pretty. Actually, this is the right one with the green and white stripes. Then you also have the solid green ones. It's a mixture of all the colors. The pot of the variegated zebrina. When I created this pot, I actually made it like a propagation pot so that I could give friends whenever they asked for it. And somehow most of the cuttings that I put, though they were variegated, turned out to be solid green. Here you can see most of them are solid green. Only a few strands have come up as variegated, and there's one with completely white. You can see the white one is already fading. It will not last long because it does not have chlorophyll. So this plant is an unpredictable plant, and I have failed to understand what is the reason for why these leaves turn solid green or white and only some of them are variegated. So many of you who buy the plant from a nursery need not fret or feel cheated. It is just that the plant behaves that way, and the best way for you would be to propagate them as frequently as possible and try your luck. I have kept them in all the balconies, whether it is east or west or north. It really hasn't made a difference. Sometimes you get very good variegation and sometimes you don't. I have an old plant and I'll put up the picture of that plant. That was also in the north facing balcony, but now in the north facing balcony I have not got that type of variegation. And this is the wandering toad called as the Tradescantia montana. The leaves are interesting. They have these hairy structures on the leaves and which forms like a cobweb, and so it's also called as the cobweb spiderwort. Here is this pretty pink flower with white in that, and the yellow stamens in the center. These flowers bloom only in the morning and fade away by afternoon. As you can see, it has this trailing habit and will look unruly if it is not maintained with fresh cuttings and fresh plantings. And yes, the Tradescantias are plants that can be grown in water. They will stay for about a month or two, and anyway they are so fast growing that you can always have cuttings to have them. Here I have this beautiful variegated plant, a few cuttings of the variegated plant kept in water, and these are also some of them. It's already 15 days since I've kept them, and they do look pretty. You can have them inside the house as well as outside the house. Thank you.